So there are lots of chairs here, so please come and have a seat. I won't take more than 30 minutes. Welcome to Sheltering Arms, and thank you all so very much for being here. This is really the opening, in terms of our building. This is the opening of Sheltering Arms' newest rehab clinic, and it's pretty amazing. It's my first time here, and I am certainly impressed. This is also the night when we celebrate all of you donors who have been so who have been so generous to Sheltering Arms. My name is Ted Price, and I'm the foundation chair. And it was just a year ago that a lot of you joined us at the Country Club to celebrate a new chapter in Sheltering Arms history. And that was the launch of the foundation as the formal fundraising arm of Sheltering Arms. I'm trying to look at my notes without really looking like it, but you know. Sorry.
You're doing well.
At that event, you all met Mac McElroy, I think you all know Mac, Lisa Cheney, and Ashley Wallace, who were the then foundation staff. And we now welcome Kelly Merricks, who is here somewhere.
Right here.
Who is
behind the weight machine.
Who is our newest foundation employee. She's the director of philanthropy, and she really has added a whole new dimension to the foundation. And looking forward, philanthropy will be vital in helping Sheltering Arms to maintain a significant leadership over so many other rehab hospitals. This past year was a wonderful one for the foundation in terms of philanthropy, thanks to so many of you and your families. Let me give you a few facts and figures to illustrate this. And I'm not sure everybody knows exactly what Sheltering Arms does or the foundation does over and above what we do in this room right here, but we do a lot more than this. The foundation enabled Sheltering Arms to give $1.3 million to nearly 500 patients in both the in-hospital and the outpatient clinics. We also gave $1.25 million to the community benefit programs such as Club Rec and Partners for Life. We supported the research and the capital needs of the entire Sheltering Arms system, including iWalk and iResearch. And for those of you who have not heard those words, ask Mac, ask Lisa, ask Ashley, ask anybody here who's on the staff. They can talk about it, and they really are extraordinary. And in addition to that, the foundation supports the overall hospital budget that enables it to do all that it does. It's really a wonderful operation, and that's really thanks to you all and the growth of the foundation. This year, it's bringing even more excitement to Sheltering Arms, and it's made possible by your generosity, too, and the overall growth of the foundation. And let me whet your appetite with just a couple of illustrations of what the hospital is going to be able to do because of the support of the foundation. Number one, a number of our physical therapists are going to go to Spain this summer to present our extraordinary iWalk research results to an international conference of practitioners. And as I said, iWalk is, well, if you haven't asked about it, ask about it. And I don't think we have an illustration of it here. Do we have any illustration?
No, we have pictures of it.
Yeah.
Well, iWalk enables you to walk when you're not able to walk, and it takes just a single person, maybe two people. It might have taken 4 or 5 or 6 people to help you walk, and it's when you have something like a stroke and you're unable to walk. It's just wonderful. And the foundation has also made it possible for the hospital to participate in new and exciting exoskeleton clinical trials for stroke patients. And I think you're going to hear more about this tonight. This is going to come from Jim Braith, I think, tonight. And I've only seen one movie of this, and it really is wonderful. I mean, the advances in rehab, really led by Sheltering Arms, are extraordinary, and I think you'll enjoy that. Thanks to your generation, to the foundation over so many years, we've been able to and continue to provide Sheltering Arms Hospital with the wherewithal, not only just to perform at the highest conceivable level, but to dream of extraordinary advances in rehab services, and then help these dreams come true. While we believe the best is yet to come for Sheltering Arms and our rehab services, we are already seeing the future and believe that what this promises for our current patients and for those to come will, to put it in the vernacular, knock your socks off. So, thank you all so very much for being here tonight and for all you've already done for Sheltering Arms.
Yes.
We really appreciate that. And I'll now turn it over to Matt. We'll soon hear from Barry.
Thank you very much. I too want to just echo Ted's thanks to all of you for being here. I'm going to truncate my remarks a little bit because I have two friends here tonight that I'm very anxious for you to meet, and I think their stories will illustrate much better than anything I can say the wonderful work that goes on in Sheltering Arms thanks to your generosity. But before I do that, there's some folks I want to recognize. We have two incredibly talented boards, our hospital board and our foundation board. You just heard from Ted, the chair of our foundation board, but I want to recognize Tricia Cushney, who is currently the chair of our hospital board. And let me tell you, for there are many of you here that sit on that board, many of you have sat on other not-for-profit or maybe hospital boards. That is not an easy job in this day and age. So, Tricia, thank you for your leadership. Anybody think that's an easy job? I also want to recognize our junior board. Stuart Hilbert is here somewhere. Stuart, raise your hand. She's being shy, but she is by the bar. Stuart Hilbert is the chair of the junior board. We even have some junior board alum here, too, which is very exciting. But for those, oh look, well, I didn't bring the picture. Those of you who don't know, the junior board puts on the Val de Bois. And this next month, on May 30th, they will be hosting the 59th Val de Bois. And over the last few years, they have donated to Sheltering Arms between $100,000 and $150,000 each year. By far and away, our largest donation. So I want to tip my hat to you, Stuart, and thank you for the extraordinary work. These types of events, while they appear so easy and so seamless, if you had been here an hour and a half ago, you would have seen that we were moving. These things are called plinths. Plinths, these beds, or whatever, these platforms are called plinths in PT language. That was a new word. Those were being moved, the Cybex equipment was being moved. So I want to recognize the whole team that actually works here and who were seeing patients up until 5 o'clock this afternoon. They've been extraordinary in allowing us to disrupt their workflow here. And then I also want to recognize the foundation team, which Ted did earlier, who've been instrumental in making this happen. But the marketing team is a big part of this too. So Stephanie Silmer and Chris Holloman and Kate Marino are all here. They have been instrumental in pulling us off. Now, this space was really the vision of two people. Jim Sock, our CEO, who unfortunately is not able to be with us tonight, but Jim Braith is with us tonight and is somewhere scattered around. It was these two gentlemen who, a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, had a vision for expanded rehab services in this part of town to better benefit the community. And I really want to salute Jim because this was his project. He worked through all the design features, and he was here, moving furniture and moving equipment in a week or two ago as we started seeing patients. So Jim, we salute you for your great effort. Now really to the main attraction. Many of you have met William Lee Barry, affectionately known to all of us as Barry. He stars on many of our YouTube videos. He's well known around Sheltering Arms. But Barry is one of 10 kids. He grew up in Gilpin Court. He had a stroke, was undiagnosed, and while he was having his stroke, he suffered a severe fall and suffered a major spinal cord injury. Barry came to us. Come on up here, Barry. Barry came to our Club Rec program, which is run by Rhonda Riggleman and Allison Clark, who's around here somewhere, who truly do the Lord's work every day. But they do the Lord's work with a lot of help from Barry. So Barry came to us in a motorized wheelchair and a halo. Not the kind of halo that angels have, but the kinds that bolt to your head. So I want Barry to share the rest of his story with us.
Thank you very much. I'm so tall, I got to put this down a little bit. I sound quick, please, matter of fact. First of all, I want to say good evening to each and every one of y'all. It's an honor to be in y'all presence. And okay, oh yeah, I do better with that.
I think
I like to say good evening to y'all, each and every one of y'all. It's a blessing and a pleasure to be in y'all company. I want to mention a few things because I could talk for hours about Shelter Arms.
You got 4 minutes.
I can go, but I'll give y'all a few ideas and information what I went through. First of all, in November 2005, I had a stroke. I walked around for 2 weeks with my stroke, not knowing I had a stroke. By being an athlete, I thought it was a pensioner or a pulled muscle. So one day I decided to call the ambulance. And as they checked me out, they realized that I had a stroke. So they asked me how long it was. I said for 2 weeks. And they rushed me to the hospital. Now, I was down at MCV. And while I was at MCV, they noticed that my vertebrae brake from C3 to C7 was damaged and destroyed. I lost my nerves and I lost my muscles. They had to put a donor bone in my neck for my spine and wasn't guaranteed whether it was going to be successful or not. But they told me if I don't have it, I will become paralyzed. So first of all, I want to give the Lord Jesus Christ the praise, the glory, and all the honor, because He is the head of my life. Second of all, I want to thank the Lord for enabling me to be a patient at Bon Air in 2005, December. And from there, that's when my lifestyle changed. I was unable to do anything. I was like a grown baby, unable to do nothing. I had to depend on everyone to feed me and do everything. But by the grace of the Lord, He has given the doctors, the nurses, the physical therapy, the occupational therapy, have given them the knowledge and ability to get to know more about our body. So I had a young lady named Linda, Kay, and Robin working with me over at Bayer. So Linda was my physical therapist. And what Linda done, she got me out of the wheelchair. That was the first thing. So I had to work hard. And during the time I had to work, it frustrated me because my life was turned upside down. I wasn't the same person I used to be, and I didn't know how to take it. But Linda showed me that within your inner course, you have that determination that we don't realize we have. So she started helping me to try to get my balance to walk again, and I thank her for that. Robin and Kay helped me to do the occupational therapy, so I got better with that. But as I was going through that, I found out that she helped me to look at the negative things that happen in life. Don't dwell on the negative. To look through that negative and search for the positive out of that negative that will help you then and help you later on in life. And that's what I decided to do, because I decided to realize that people you depend on and call them 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and they don't open the door to come to help you. I didn't want to live like that for the rest of my life. So I became determined. And I used to hate for things to outdo me. So I always loved to come back until I started winning, like playing basketball and everything. So that's what I did with my stroke. Over at Bonnie, I started putting forth effort to try to get as much back as possible. And by the grace of the Lord, I was able to get enough to have surgery on my spine. So then I went back to Shelter On. And that's when I learned how to change my life around. I began to take little steps, all stable, but I was determined to walk again. And I thank the Lord for that, because some people don't always get everything back. But Linda showed me that the power to overcome have come within yourself. And I'm here to encourage each and every one of y'all that whenever you see something that might happen to you, always don't give up on hope. Keep hope alive, because hope is a powerful thing by helping us to recover from what we have gone through. So as I made it through Bon Air, I was blessed also to be a member at Club Rec. And when you finish your work over at over at Bon Air, they take you on tour at Club Rec at Midtown. And first I didn't like it because it was strangers, people I'd never seen before. But then I found that, okay, to enjoy life, I got to put forth effort. So instead of going home and do nothing and let life and time go by, I decided to make myself be a reputation for Club Rec. And Club Rec changed my life, because I never, until I went to Club Rec, got on an airplane. That's why our lifestyle, living in the project. I never got on a trip to go on a cruise until I got to Shelter On. And Shelter On showed me that it's more to life. That although we lose so many of our parts and not able to do things we used to, that still life goes on. And to do it, you got to be encouraged. So Rhonda Rickman helped me to be that person. She talked into me to go to St. Juan, Puerto Rico in 2007. That was my first time getting on an airplane. So I got on it, and when it took off, I was, whoa! Everybody started looking. But Rhonda was sitting beside me and said, oh, this is the first time flying. But before we got on to St. Juan, Puerto Rico, I told one of the air attendants, tell the pilot to move over, let me come up there and fly. And from there, that's when my whole life changed over at Bonnet, over at Midtown. Because I started doing things that my mother and father didn't have any type of change to do. They never, not once I heard my mother and father mention the case out of their mouth. But the Lord turned my life around from how it was to how it is today. And I got to let you all know, it is power to overcome. And you could do as much as you want to do, but never give up. Always keep hope alive within your heart. Don't never have anyone to tell you anything different. And from there, I decided, before we give it come up.
I think you can't end on a better note. You have hope alive, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say different. But from there, I learned how to appreciate life. So I don't take life for granted. I said, thank God for each moment that I live. And for 9 years, I've been getting better and better of being able to be independent. And now I'd like to thank on behalf of all the patients, all of the members of Club Rec, all of the volunteers for Shelter On, and all the staff, and especially all the donors. We would like to thank you. Thank you so much for all you are doing, because you all, I would not be who I am today. And remember, I have the power to overcome, but also I am to walk by myself now. I put my wheelchair in retirement. I put my wheelchair in retirement. I put my walker in retirement.
I gotta put
Oh, I'm sure. Okay, I put my virtue in retirement. And now I can thank God I'm able to have what I have. But God bless you and may heaven continue to smile upon you.
All right. Thank you.
Is he on your development staff?
So Barry is an old friend. As you can tell, we go back a long way. But I want to introduce you to a new friend. This is my friend Colleen Kelly. I met Colleen last Sunday when I went to see a friend of many of you here tonight, Ann Lauer. Ann Lauer is in our Hanover Hospital right now, recovering from a stroke, and should be out in a week or so. As I was leaving, I went into the lobby, and the lobby was filled with dogs. And this is the first time I'd ever seen our dog therapy program at work, and it was unbelievable. Coming through the breezeway from the Bon Secours hallway was Colleen and her son. Her son Christopher is 22 years old, and in October of last year, he was in a terrible car crash in Orange County. He was helicoptered to UVA, and he has been on a very difficult and very challenging journey. But when they came through that doorway and saw those dogs, Colleen, who was formerly a vet tech, and Christopher had big smiles on their faces. Colleen is not used to speaking in front of crowds, I don't believe, but she has agreed. When I told her, thank you for selecting Sheltering Arms
Yes.
for Christopher's rehab care, and she said, no, thank you all for the work that you do. And so I would like Colleen to share her story with you.
Just to tell you a little bit about Christopher. October 27th, he was in a terrible car accident.
Okay, they can't hear you. We can speak right
Speak into it?
Yeah.
October 27th, Christopher, my son, 22, was in a terrible car accident. He had 3 severe brain injuries, 2 bone flaps removed, broke his neck, broke his back in 3 spots, had his spleen removed. We were given 48 hours. After the 48 hours, we were told he would be a vegetable with no quality of life. They sent us to a step-down hospital. So I was taught how to take care of the ventilator and all the machines that came with my son now. About a weekend to the being at this hospital,
Great.
my son woke up.
At this hospital.
Before we got to Sheltering Arms, he had woke up a little bit. You could tell nobody was really there, but I wasn't giving up. He started to move his arms and started to track nurses. Well, he had to go back to UVA to have fluid removed off his brain. Another complication. Then he was too well to go to the step-down hospital. We couldn't find any rehab to take him. They kept looking at the medical records and stating that there was nothing they could do to help my son. There's not a whole lot of brain traumatic injury programs around. The UVA hospital gave me Sheltering Arms. I went ahead with disbelief because I've already been through 4 or 5 of them, be told no. I took the tour. I was very happy with what I saw, but knowing that they were going to turn me down also. And then they told me my son, they would give him a chance. Within a week, my son couldn't push himself in a wheelchair. He wasn't eating, he wasn't drinking. His head was stuck over to the left side and he was staring at the ceiling. Within a week, not even a week, Ashley and Sam and Logan Ann, who is his therapist, and Miss Margaret, who's his speech therapist, actually had Chris pushing himself in a wheelchair. The young man that I was told that was never going to do anything but lay in a bed basically died. Now he is sitting up on his own. He eats, he's eating, he's drinking, and from what I was told today, and he's gone a little further, he walked over 124 feet today. Assisted. But that would have been possible if Sheltering Arms wasn't there. With all the neat equipment, and I don't know all the fancy names, but I know the robot machine started him, and then the one that suspends him from the ceiling that helps him walk. He's now successfully gone through all those equipment and is being assisted by his therapist, so he's no longer in a lot of the equipment. So I want to thank you very much, because without Sheltering Arms, my son wouldn't have had a chance. And they would have just sent us home, and I'd have been stuck with a kid in a wheelchair that didn't have a chance of life. Sheltering Arms has given him that. So I personally want to thank you.
we can tell the story any better than the two you've just heard. At this point, I want to introduce one of our newest physicians to our medical staff, Dr. Berkeley Blanchard Martin. Berkeley, many of you may know, is the daughter of Larry and Vicki Blanchard. Vicki, who served on our board for many years, graduate of St. Catherine's School, presented at the Belle Dubois, Belle sponsor, I should say. UVA undergrad, UVA med school, and residency also in Charlottesville in physical medicine and rehabilitation. And she is a physician who is based here, specializing in sports medicine, musculoskeletal issues. And so anybody who's, you know, a runner or athlete, you know where to go when you start feeling those little tweaks. But I'd like for Berkeley to come up, and she's going to share with you what goes on in this space. And then we're going to ask anybody who wants to tour around and see what's going on here. So Berkeley.
Thank you very much. That's really tough to follow, so hopefully somewhat interesting. But I just first wanted to start by thanking all of you for your continued support over the years. Many of you, it's been many, many years. And without you, obviously, we couldn't do what we do on a day-to-day basis and provide that compassionate care that we're known for at Sheltering Arms. My role tonight is just to tell you a little bit more about what we do as physicians here at Sheltering Arms and also what we do at this location, at our new Reynolds Crossing. I've really enjoyed working here at Sheltering Arms. I've only been here about 8 or so months, but I really love it because everyone here really is focused on doing what's right for the patient, even if it takes out extra time or effort. And I think we really see the benefits of our efforts and our patient successes, as y'all have already heard tonight. Another interesting thing I love about Sheltering Arms is that most of the physicians here are physiatrists, or some people may say physiatrists, depending on what part of the country you're from. And that's a field that many people don't know about, so I thought I'd just take a second and tell you a little bit about it. The field is really broad. It includes taking care of patients with a lot of different conditions that may affect the way that person is able to function physically or cognitively in their world. It includes a lot of different things. You've already heard of some of them tonight: strokes, brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, also other neurologic disorders like Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, amputees, and other orthopedic conditions like fractures and arthritis, chronic pain, and sports injuries. The physicians here at Sheltering Arms take care of all those different types of conditions in both the inpatient and outpatient settings. And here, obviously, we're an outpatient setting, and we focus mostly on the orthopedic conditions here. So those injuries like spine conditions and sports injuries. We offer a range of services here, not just the physician services, but also physical therapy and medical psychology. Many of our therapists here have subspecialty training in orthopedics. In addition to the orthopedic injuries, we also focus on women's health, including pregnancy and incontinence, as well as industrial rehab services, which is focusing on helping injured workers get back to their job. We have state-of-the-art equipment, which you'll hear about, and can walk around and see our new hydrotherapy pool, which is a pool that has an underwater treadmill and video capabilities. So if you want to walk around, there'll be some people showing you how that works in the back. Our medical psychology department includes 6 clinical psychologists, 2 of which are here at this location. And they specialize in the treatment of the psychological aspects of pain and chronic illnesses. And they really provide a crucial component to that interdisciplinary treatment plan that we offer our patients here at Sheltering Arms. So I just want to thank you all for taking the time in your evening to come out tonight and see our new facility, meet some of the other donors and some of the employees here at Sheltering Arms. And again, I want to thank you again for your very generous support. So feel free to grab a drink and some food, and there'll be lots of staff members around to give you a tour if you're interested or answer any questions.
All right, that concludes our prepared remarks, so please eat and drink and